Today, I want to talk about something crucial: becoming a defender of the church. Ephesians 6 verse 10 gives us a clear command: be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Why is this so important right now? Because we're facing a spiritual battle, and we need to be prepared. There's a movement gaining ground, often called the New Age movement. Its goal is to become the dominant global philosophy. For that to happen, other belief systems, especially Christianity, need to be weakened or pushed aside. This isn't just a new idea. Back in the early 20th century, a writer named Alice Bailey allegedly laid out a 10-point plan to dismantle Christian influence. Now, some sources debate whether she wrote it, but what's undeniable is the company she founded in 1922. Originally called the Lucifer Publishing Company, it's now known as the Lucas Trust. Its purpose was to publish her books on esoteric and occult philosophy and establish right human relations. This alleged 10-point plan is a strategy to either destroy Christianity or absorb it into a broader, universal belief system, paving the way for a new world order. Let's look at what this plan supposedly includes. First, take God and prayer out of the education system. Second, reduce parental authority. Third, destroy the traditional Judeo-Christian family structure. Fourth, promote sexual freedom, making abortion legal and easy. Fifth, make divorce easy and normalize ending lifelong marriage. Sixth, present homosexuality as an alternative lifestyle. Seventh, debase art until it's chaotic and meaningless. Eighth, use the media to change mindsets. Ninth, create an interfaith movement that blurs the lines between religions. And 10th, get governments to make all of this law and pressure the church to endorse it. Does any of this sound familiar? These aren't just abstract ideas, they mirror many of the social and legislative changes we see happening around us. The broader New Age agenda includes things like merging God with nature, eugenics, erasing the distinction between male and female, and pushing for a single world government, economy, and religion. Organizations like the United Nations, the Council on Foreign Relations, and others are seen as vehicles for this global unification. And how do you unite the world under one banner? Through education. As former UN Secretary-General U Thant said, the world will not change and find peace if there is not a new education. Think about the laws being passed. In South Africa, our constitution itself seems to lean more towards these new philosophies than the biblical principles that once underpinned Western law. The Bella Bill, hate speech laws, and other legislation are shifting power away from parents and the church. This is why Jude chapter 1 verse 3 is so urgent. It says, I must write about something else, urging you to defend the faith that God has entrusted once for all time to His holy people. We have to defend the faith. That's why groups like the South African Church Defenders are taking action through marches, sharing information, and even taking cases to court. So what does this have to do with revival? Everything. Ephesians 6 verse 14 tells us to stand your ground, putting on the belt of truth. People's belief about what is true either helps or hinders the gospel. And the very first piece of armor mentioned is the belt of truth. In a Roman soldier's armor, the belt held everything else together. If you lose truth, you lose everything. That's why we must attach our entire belief system to the Word of God. Let's focus on 3 essential truths. First, your strength is in the Lord and His power. Alice Bailey claimed her inspiration came from a spirit guide. 1 Timothy 4 verse 1 warns us that in the last times, some will follow deceptive spirits and teachings from demons. We are bombarded with messages from education, media, and politics that undermine the gospel. Our responsibility is to be strong in the Lord, focusing on His Word above all else. Second, your protection only exists when you wear all the armor. Ephesians 6 tells us to put on all of God's armor to stand against the devil's strategies. We aren't fighting against people. People aren't the ultimate problem. We're fighting against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world. Everything, from legislative threats to financial struggles to relationship problems, originates in the spiritual dimension. God is calling us to victory. When circumstances tell you to pull back, check with God first, and then push forward in faith. Third, when you wear all the armor, you will still be standing after the battle. Ephesians 6 verse 13 says, put on every piece of God's armor so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle you will still be standing firm. Things may look bleak. You might feel like all you have are dry bones. But God is bringing revival. I sense a difficult time ahead, maybe even by 2026. The temptation will be to retreat. But if you wear the armor of God, He will raise you up to be a person of influence. There will be a battle, but your calling is to be like Isaac, who sowed seed during a famine. Ask the Lord what seed you need to sow, in your career, your business, your investments, or in the church. Don't hold back. If you wear the armor, you will resist the enemy, and after the battle, you will still be standing firm. So, how can you apply this right now? First, get informed. Join a group like the SACD WhatsApp group to stay aware. Second, join us in a fast. Whether you give up 1 meal, 2 meals, or something you love like coffee, do it to the level of your faith. Third, join our daily prayer meetings online, Monday to Friday at 5 a.m. on our YouTube channel and Facebook page. Let's prepare our hearts and minds together. Let's stand our ground, putting on the belt of truth and the body armor of God's righteousness. Let's get ready for what God is about to do. Thank you for watching.